Running to share.
Yes, Nanjun, you are just about to say something.
No, you got the permission to share? You're allowed to share?
I'm just trying to take a look at that. Just give me a few seconds.
Sarika or
Yes, I
Tapovarman,
guess.
have you permission? Okay.
Yes.
So the rest of you can get ready, keep it ready so that because we also have quiz. Then towards the end you'll say I will want to, and then we would have run out of time. So please get ready.
Okay. I'm just trying to share my screen. Is anything visible?
Yes, it is.
It is.
Okay. Hey, good evening, folks, everybody, Nanju sir and everybody. So, my name is Praneeth. I'm from Rachayita Labs. I am basically into product consulting. I have a few products which I'm working on. The primary ones are Health and Infiqua. So, Rachayita Labs are a bit of a brief before I get into the GTM part. I hope it's okay. So Rachayita Labs aims at being a niche product-based firm for both hardware, AI, and IoT domains, right? We intend to bring out value-added products for the betterment of people, the health, the ecosystems, and to sustain each of these, multiple verticals and also people, of course, right? So, uh, uh, just give me a second. Okay. So let me just. So apart from product consulting, right? So I also look into solution engineering and a little bit of staffing from time to time. So that's the overall thing about Rachayita Labs. I'll probably get into a few uh, short details about what is Infiqua and what is the use case as a product at this point of time, what I'm trying to focus on. And from there, I think we can get into GTM, right?
Sure.
So, thank you. So the use case for Infiqua is there is, or let me get at the problem first rather than getting into the use case of Infiqua. So the problem for Infiqua is that the current non-potable water, which is, kind of pumped across from various channels and it is redistributed across through various different measures, and it's the volume of water supplied to various cities or various towns and various areas of a demography is quite astonishing, right? There are the amount of water what uh, we consume per day is, per person, it is anywhere between 50 liters to, if we take a high-end consumer, it would be around 250 liters or more, right? So having that kind of a huge range for consumption of water, I think the measuring the consumption of such a huge range becomes a bit difficult, and also having um, uh, the main issue is awareness of consumption of water, making it a um, some kind of a continued activity to be um, aware of what is the amount of water consumed and how much of water is further needed. So as of now, I think everything is kind of partially digitized. It's not entirely digitized. So the aim or the problem, again, just coming back to the problem here. So one is awareness. The second problem is digitization. And the third problem is analytics and, uh, you know, getting value added, sustained water supply, or preparing the future of, the next upcoming generations to be more, um, you know, I won't say conservative, but at least be aware and be more, um, you know, secure their future is what the aim of this particular solution. But again, so the problem statement, I think it is quite huge, or it is quite wide at this point. So we'll just try to narrow it down to the particular set of use case or the use cases what we are having, right? So the use cases what we are having are one. Um, I don't want to kind of get into the potable water scenario, because a lot of potable water is already having a lot of solutions, be it in terms of filtration, or be it in terms of cleaning out the bio materials, or it would just be a pure sedimentation filter, which could just be taking out the silt and all the other materials from water. So we'll focus mostly on non-potable water, right? So for non-potable water, I think going ahead, it is said that generally it's the third
Pranit,
world
we
war.
have taken 5 minutes. We have not got into what is your use case yet.
Okay, my bad. So the use case is to secure uh, non-potable water, ensure it is available 24/7, and automate the consumption and digitize all of the um, consumption for both domestic and SMB sectors as well, right? So
Can you just explain to me, if I am your customer, what is it that you're providing me?
awesome. So one, it will be measurement of water.
That
So
I
I think
consume, right?
defining who is the customer, as a customer. I think defining who is a customer is what I am trying to focus. Let me do that first. So a customer for me, or for Infiqua, right, would be um, somebody who will be the government, or it will be
This slide, what
individual.
you're showing, you're saying domestic and a small, medium business, commercial sector.
Yes, yes. So I'm kind of considering the government also as a SMB, right? Because if you look at all the water departments, they more or less operate like an SMB rather than a huge enterprise. Um, so in a way, I'm kind of clubbing it, though the writing here is showing this part of it.
See, Pranit, you can't profile government as a small, medium business because it has to be something like an enterprise sales only, because these decisions are centralized, right?
Right.
So
Absolutely.
go to market will have to be uh, business to government is very different from even business to business. So if you
Agree.
are positioning them as similar to small medium business, it will become a problem.
Agree. So let me just find the go-to-market strategy or um, the landscape, right? So just give me a few seconds here.
So by looking into this one slide you have shared so far, what I gather is that you offer a hardware and a software integrated solution which measures the flow of water, and you give a dashboard in terms of utilization. And that is what perhaps you also referring to as digitization,
Right, absolutely.
right? Is that correct?
Yes, yes, absolutely. So that is the vision, at least, right? And yeah, so there are so many other pain points which are also addressed, but trying to answer your query initially, I think, which was what are we selling to as a
So
customer?
are you
Or
also
rather,
selling smart meters to government then?
uh, yes, in a way, yes, uh, but it's
Where
all
do you
still
live?
in the
Which part of
prototyping stage.
India are you from?
South Bangalore, South Central Bangalore.
See, Bangalore's water meters were digitized nearly 10 years ago.
Yeah, even before that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is going to be at a different level altogether, right? So this is also going to be for the user as well, and also for the government, right? So for the government, I think, as you said rightly, they have some kind of a digitization, right? But um, I think at the user level, they don't have it. And what the governments also don't have, or what are the gaps, those are the places I'm trying to fill out.
Mhm.
Right. So it's like saying, the government is supplying, let's say, some 10 cusecs of water, right, to some area in Bangalore, right? But the consumption, so metrics of the forecast shows 12 cusecs, right? So there is a leakage of 2 cusecs of water from various different parts, right? So it's like the sum of parts is not equal to the whole, right? So somewhere the parts within the parts of the whole system, there is a leakage, right? So I'm trying to bridge both. Instead of saying we will plan only for 12, we'll also try to find out where the leakage is, right? That's the other side of the
Have you
problem.
started doing any POCs with government so far? Is your product ready?
No, it's still in the prototyping and the initial stages
Have you
of.
done any business with government till now?
No, no,
Okay. Do you have access to any bureaucrat, politician in your circle?
not quite.
Sorry?
So access, as in there is a
A good
public
access.
access, but I don't have a very well-defined access. So Tejasvi Surya is somebody who is within the, um, he's an MP, but the access is something which I'm working on. It's a bit hard to get at this point.
Okay. My suggestion, Praneeth, then focus on uh, uh, commercial sector,
Mhm.
because see, even for a apartment, right? Large communities, water bill is on a commercial rate.
Right,
So if you live in an apartment, you will be paying on a commercial rate versus you live in a independent house. So it's as good as you catering to any commercial sector, and consumption will be significant because bigger the community, higher the water consumption, higher the water bill. And
right,
in fact, most of the communities already have installed uh, water meters, and
right,
they are already into this,
right. Yeah,
right? So if you have a proposition which can better them, one, you need to be looking at that. And two, if you can even ride with them, if your proposition is uh, beyond what they are able to offer, you should probably, because currently the water meters gives an alert at a user level if there is any leak beyond a certain measure and
Right.
period.
Yes.
So there are already some of these things have been happening for quite some time. So and also, I've also been on the board of one such company nearly 10 years ago, 10, 12 years ago.
Oh, good.
And that company also owned up because it was little too early at that point in time. Uh, so I've also seen many businesses start and shut shop as well. And then eventually I've also seen many grow and some still struggle. Some of them have changed models. So there are different opportunities. And in some places, it's easier to work with the government rather than the consumer side. So you need to look at it. It's not early stages for this segment. So you really need to be looking at creating some kind of a comparative analysis on what is in the market and what and how are they doing versus what and how your offering stands against them. And a lot of it is also financial modeling because uh, there are the proposition has a lot of operations component, installation, and much of it runs on an OPEX model. So you need to be having finance backing before you actually start the business. So even government would potentially expect you to come on an OPEX model, which means you take the cost of installation and but because of the cycle of sales cycle is longer in government, I'm suggesting that you should look at it on the commercial side or on the
Okay,
consumer
got
side.
you.
So
Sure.
you really have to see how do you get financial backing to start. So you need to have money to start itself in this business because you need to take the cost of installation. And even if you're approaching from the technology side, the starting point will become actually plumbing solution where you need to engage another plumbing agency who will actually do the physical installation of all these things. So before you actually do that, you will have to be providing test reports to them. So you need to be running it. So it definitely demands a lot of financial backing. It may be difficult for you as a startup to get with this. So are you part of any incubation facility? I mean, of course, you probably with NASCOM on that, but are you with a facility where they are giving you any lab support?
Yeah, so I am also in talks with my alma mater, Manipal. They have a lot of. Manipal kind of reminds me a little bit about IAC, their campus, but they do have all the, chemical engineering. They do have all these non, tech
Okay.
sectors as well.
See,
Uh,
since you live in Bangalore,
mhm.
uh, you may want to look up, or if you're already familiar with Jyoti Institute of Technology, somewhere towards Kanakpura Road.
I may have heard of it. So,
Yeah,
so what?
they have a facility where they have 2-3 crores of lab equipments. In fact, I have not seen that kind of a lab among most other facilities, right? So you could actually look at it, or you can reach me separately. I'll connect you to someone who in turn can put you to Jyoti. I've met those guys. I don't have their coordinates, but I know someone who can put you to them. So they have a lot of these things. So you for your testing, only thing is you will have to be obviously getting incubated there. And because of those lab facilities, people come from various places because that's a unique differentiator they have built around here. So you can go and check whether what you will require. It's just not about water purity check, but you will also have to continuously monitor the flow and alert system and everything. It's best that you actually work with somebody, build backup, and also do a comparative analysis. There are a lot of papers have been published. This business is on for more than 10 years. So you will get a lot of reports, Indian, international, And there are meters from India, China, and Europe in the market. So there is
True.
comparative analysis are also available. So you look at all of them. So you need to be looking at all these things. I could also put you across to some people who started off with the dashboard business for this. So you could probably talk to them, check why they got out of that business, what are the challenges, limitations. So maybe it's worthwhile talking to a lot of these people and also check this lab facility, and then you work on your market. Because first is that you need to be ready with your solution, and you need to have uh, start building, looking at your competition, because this is becoming a fairly mature market and also OPEX heavy market.
Right.
And for
I,
you to be able to attract finance, you need to have all this data saying you
yeah.
have done this research, you have done this report, this is the lab report, this is the analysis, you've been running, continuous water flow of so much, and multi-system. See, in a lab, you can probably create 100 tap, 200 tap, just build a frame, you get a tap system, just a plumbing system with 100 taps flow, and you need to, create a dashboard which works with the flow and get you a real-time thing. So it will also become easy for you to give a demo and capture data. And here you can say that this is what you have done. So you need to start building these kind of things before you go, because market is fairly high and you need to attract money. You need to get somebody to be funnily funding it. So otherwise it'll be difficult for you because it's all OPEX market. In fact, I live in a community and our community also did the same thing. We just ended up, upfront cost was not there. It was a OPEX model. So I don't know the vendor. I'm not part of the community management. So whatever the association they shortlisted, they evaluated, of course, whatever the process, and then they finalized on one vendor. So this business is become a deep pocket business. So it's very difficult for the startups. So way earlier, startups had a play. But now if you don't have money, you'll have to figure out how do you do a lot of other things to get to a point where you'll be able to attract money, and also be able to show how much of money is there, so that if at all, can you get a credit line also for this. So, and then you need to figure out on working on this.
Got you, Nanju sir. So let me do one thing. Let me get in touch with you again regarding a few of these points, right? One is regarding the research points on. So I do have a little bit of research data, just not present here as of now. Right?
One last thing.
Yeah.
See, I've met people who come from technology side to do this business. I've also met people who come from plumbing side to do this business. And both of them were talking about engaging the other, right? So you need to figure out, and most available resource here is on the technology side, but most unavailable resources on the plumbing side. And a lot of it is dependent on plumbing. And those who do plumbing services, they actually are least risky business because they take the cash while you have to take all the investment. So it's very important if you can actually work with them.
It's awesome. So yeah, I think that's where the digitization part also comes in, right? As a service as well as a product and end-to-end offering.
Correct.
So
But the only thing is they're all on an OPEX model. So then the cost of
yeah,
installation comes on you. So you'll have to see how do you separate it and how do you attract other investments to come into play. First, you'll have to see how do you make that kind of money to get into it. So
got you. Uh, yeah. So it's definitely an uphill task, but I will probably seek a little bit more guidance on this to understand the. I think the depth is something which I have kind of gauged, but to probably look at the specific items and specific solution what I'm trying to give, maybe I'll have a detailed conversation, maybe a face-to-face one if you're somewhere around in Bangalore. Um, I'll get in touch for that separately. Thank you. Is it okay if I can if we can just focus on maybe briefly the so what would you recommend? Shall I get in touch? We'll move on to the next person, or do we continue with this? Are there any hands who want to?
Any hands up? The next person is ready for the with the presentation. No hands are up.
Do we
So
have any nomination? Anyone wants to present? I don't think so.
yeah, Pranit, I guess it's all yours. Nobody wants to present. So I guess Sarika, it's okay, right? We can.
Yeah, please go ahead. Meanwhile, if someone else wants to present, we can let them be. But
Yeah. So what do you
till
want to
then,
do?
we can proceed with
Yeah,
this training.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
Pranit, what did you want to talk about?
Good. Thank you. So, yeah, first I just wanted to explain a little bit about the the pain points, the solution, and then get to the GTM part. Because
Or this
the
a
aim
different
is
product you're
also,
talking about?
uh, pardon, Manju, can you please
Are
say
you
that
talking
again?
about a different product or the same?
No, the same product, the same offer. No other product is being talked about, spoken about.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I have not created material for the other one yet. Okay, so so I think like what you mentioned, right? One is the plumbing part and the filtration part, which requires a lot of OpEx, and that's where there is a lot of IoT, right? And that's where
See, that is
there
two
is.
things, right? One is an existing building.
Mhm.
Other one is the new construction.
Yes,
Okay.
perfect.
And second thing is, see, in the last many years, what I've seen, this thing is taken off, and I guess you have a lot of competition operating in the bigger cities. But what's happening is tier two, the same builders are going to tier two cities. So you could even look at working with the builders for their projects.
Yes, absolutely.
But
Yeah.
there
So,
again, for you to qualify, you may have to work with some tier one vendor to them who will be able to take that cost. So
um,
you may have to uh, work with them, and they bid it because big projects. If somebody is building a 500 flat apartment, you can't even qualify. I mean, they won't even qualify you to be able to build it. So you'll have to work with their contractors so they can secure the project and you can fulfill them. So you'll have to look at those approaches. So it's like B2, B2B.
right.
So a B2, B2C, but your consumer is also a business again. So you'll have to go to them. And now every builder will want to have all these things because government has also mandated water meter, even at a flat level. So people are also
Yeah.
talking about building smarter infrastructure. So this is where you also have an option. You could probably go there. And since you don't have sufficient money, you'll have to go with other vendors who are offering those solutions and or something else they are into. But you can write with them saying you will be able to provide this service to them. So you'll have to look at those kind of opportunities.
Perfect. Thank you. So yeah, so one of the plans, immediate plans, what I kind of have in my mind, not yet on paper though, is to approach a few builders, not the bigger ones, right? Maybe the medium, guys who have somewhere between, let's say, 20 to 50 apartments, right? Where we can propose a sizable solution, right? Which can be consumed by them. And they also work with us parallelly to kind of first build the MVP, or at least the prototype. I won't call it the MVP because we are expected to have the MVP. And then later on, scale accordingly, right? Because this is also something which involves hardware So I think scale will probably come, or I am looking at scale only in 2026 at this point. I mean, 2026 and beyond, honestly. Um, of course, subject to various other PMF as well. But yeah, at this point of time, the idea is to start small, but focus on the precise areas where I want to play the solution, and then later on, uh, expand as things, um, either yield or it's going to be a learning curve. So that's the thought process as of now. Thank you, sir. Yeah. So. Uh, So yeah, so the solution, I think it's probably a little bit abstract at this point, right? So that's where I was trying to just go back to the pain points, because I also saw some kind of at least one or two patent ideas, which Google has not yet claimed, according to my research. So I think that's where I kind of want to keep that. And yeah. So apart from that, as you rightly said, all the the framework of consumption, engagement, the financing, and yeah, the entire OPEX model for engagement, basically, right? So all of that, I think, is what should be, in my view, coming down to an app, right? The app should look at consumption for a house level or a apartment level or the level of area, or at least whatever can be made public, right? Depending upon the kind of user or the role who are accessing the app or the web UI at this point of time. So at least that is the vision. Um, so it will probably take quite some time to trickle down, or it will take some time to actually get to the precise use cases. Yeah, one is basically trying to monetize from the perspective of non-potable water safety, right? And availability, right? So the availability, safety part, I think it's mostly um, you know, uh, sediment filtration, apart from the osmosis problem. We can also have the um, biomaterial security. So that is where I am planning to rope in um, the folks from Manipal, but I will also
So what
get
you're
in touch with
proposing
you.
is, first thing is you're offering to whatever the supply, whether they're getting from municipality water or the groundwater that they're pumping in, you propose to set up a filtering process to keep the water clean and also give them a measure of how clean is that. That is one solution you want to propose, and then you want to propose the metering solution, and then you also want to propose a dashboard which gives them a, real-time view of both the clean and the consumption. Is that what it is?
Yes, a small change there. So the first and the third are relevant. The second one, I think there are already solutions available there. So maybe I would like to partner some existing solution there,
Even the
or
first one, there are
plug in.
multiple solutions there. Even in the first one, there are multiple. There are people who talk about cleaning to, there are people who talk about water structure. I don't know if you've heard of it. They give a device which, if piped through that, it says they even structure the water. So at a molecule level. So they say that it enhances the hydration
Yeah,
of the water molecules for even for the
freshness,
plants, for the humans, and all that. So
correct.
there are various players there.
Nutrients.
So,
Yes, absolutely.
and
So
they're also there for decades. Indian,
true, true.
international, everybody is there. So,
Yes, in fact,
yeah.
yeah, sorry, I don't need to cut you, but I just want to say, um, agreed on those points. So I think Currently, when I have just gone around inquiring about doing a little bit of primary research, right? I won't call it too much of primary research because the vastness of this problem is quite big. The filtration or the sediment filter is something which is very inexpensive, right? In today's terms, at least, it's something which can be done within 2,000 rupees or well within the budget of an medium household generally, right? Per annum, in fact. So however, I think when we look at this problem from the distributor's standpoint, that is where the governments, come into place. And when we look at their distribution system, right, there are various points of, control where they open water, I won't call it restrict, but they control the supply of water, basically, as you already know, I guess. So I think maintaining that huge distribution system is not extremely feasible. So the problem narrows down to the individual homes and the individual consumption, or the individual apartment complexes, which at least, if not in tier one cities, tier two towns or tier three towns, I think there is a good scope to expand on this particular use case alone, in my view, right? So that alone is going to bring in a lot more awareness, and the consumption, though in a number of liters, I think there are already meters for it. The issue is also how safe is this water, right? And to further, to kind of, uh, you know, extrapolate this problem in summers. So if we look at the distribution of water, right, in summers and rainy season, the distribution is very vast, right? The variance of availability of water, if I look at it, it's almost like on a scale of 0 to 1, where 1 is available and 0 is not available. In summers, the variance is very close to 0, right? The deviation is very close to 0, at least in the cities, right, which are far away from natural water resources. Um, Even when they have a certain distributions of Kaveri, especially the apartment complexes. One particular instance or one particular example, what I can, put out here is, um, during summers, the East Bangalore part, and also a deep South Bangalore, South East part of Bangalore goes very dry, right? Um, so everybody is frantically calling up tankers, and they are just trying to get hold of some amount of water on a everyday basis, right? So the other part of the problem is also the distribution of water based on the season. Right? I have not very explicitly put that in the problem statement here. Somehow my problem statement is probably in a different slide. Right? I will get that up soon. Uneven distribution of water during different seasons makes it an availability issue as well, right? So I've seen people going for fights, if not with weapons, at least.
How do you
Yeah.
propose to help with your solution? How will you help?
I think one solution which I've come across in this already is the marketplace for tankers, right? Legalizing that, digitizing that. I've also heard from at least one earlier, probably very early on, even in this cohort within NASCOM's incubator as well, having a marketplace for tankers, which can, do the entire uh, distribution channels, sourcing, distribution, water quality, right, ready availability, or having an annual subscription model, right? So that way we would be legalizing, or at least we would also have the check of water. We'll be legalizing that. The government would be more than happy to tax that as well if needed. And yeah, the third thing is the consumption is what we are trying to, at this point of time, um, match the consumption with the actual availability. Right? That's where the actual problem is. So, and of course, the bigger problem is also with the seasons, where the availability varies with the seasons as well. So, when we tie all these things to, and look at it from one kaleidoscope, right? Um, what I see is having one marketplace, um, of tankers or legalized distribution centers, um, apart from the government distribution centers, should solve this problem, right? So there are, in fact, um, parts of Bangalore which don't depend
Praneeth.
on the groundwater. Yeah.
Praneeth, I think you should stick to or focus on what you can handle, or you can see. Legalizing is not something your domain, right? So,
Right. So groundwater is a shared
if
resource.
you are a technology
Yeah.
company, you can build a aggregation system. That is something you can do. Then you should focus on how will you onboard them, because that is the most complex part. Because that is fairly decentralized. Many cities, they even refer to it as a mafia, right? So, uh, there are even sabotages, right? One group sabotages the other water tanker supplier. So uh, it's a dog eat dog market. So you're talking about problems and technology solution, which is all the nice side of it. On the implementation side, so maybe if that is a space you want to get in, but then this is a different thing again. I mean, are you just ideating here because now there is nobody else wants to present, or is this part of your proposition?
Currently, this is part of the proposition, because ultimately the goal is to kind of show the monetization model to the government, right? Uh,
You
because,
want to show a monetization model to government.
I mean,
First
I
thing
already
government
know it.
will say is we are not meant to do monetization. They are a service. Government is a service, at least supposed to be.
Yeah, supposed to be. But I think, yeah, they are definitely more well aware of monetization.
No, what you
But
should worry about is how do you monetize your business, not how does government monetize. I think you have to
yeah,
refine all that you're talking about: problem solving, legalizing, government monetizing. I think you should drop all this lingo.
okay.
You are a businessman, you're an entrepreneur, you want to build a business. This is a problem, this is how I solve, and this is how they will pay, and this is why they will pay. So that's how you make money. I think that is what you should focus on.
Right. Thank you.
Because
Yeah,
government monetizing, legalizing something else, see, all those things are not in your scope. I mean, either you need to be an activist, but I hope you are trying to be an entrepreneur and not an activist.
yeah. I mean, I am prepared for it. Yeah, at some point, I want digitization to, make inroads at a larger,
See,
because
India is perhaps one of the highest digitized countries in the world,
true.
far more than
Agree.
US, Europe, anywhere.
Agree.
So digitization making inroads is an old statement for India. See, digital
But,
meters have also come up in water itself decades ago. We have digitization is no more a standard conversation in the government. So you got to focus on where do you make money.
Okay. Sure.
I mean, it's
So,
always nice to do things where it has also got a larger social impact. But doing a reliable business would demand where the reliability comes from a point of collecting payments. See, the moment you say your customer is government, 90% of the investors will back out. Payments are not
due to
predictable. No, payments are
okay.
not predictable. And governments are making losses. Government doesn't have money. Only department in government where unutilized fund is available are in the welfare department. And what do they do in the welfare department? They are doling out cash. And that money cannot be used for anything else. We don't even have a community ownership for infrastructure model here. So you more time you spend in trying to see how you will make money for the government, you are just going to be wasting your time.
No, that's at least the marketing part of it, right? But
I don't think it's a good marketing strategy at all to say how government will make money.
right,
What
they're already
everybody will
making it.
want to
Yeah,
know is how your company will make money.
got you. Makes sense. Yeah, got you. Okay, sure. Yeah,
See, a lot of people think government has a lot of money. Government gives you access. So you need to be able to, navigate yourself through the government machinery to get access. If you think that this is how you will make government make money so that you can also make money, won't work. Because government folks will directly tell you, we are not here to make business. We are not a company to make money. Government is supposed to be a custodian. So don't even use that lingo as a marketing concept. And for everything you do, you need to be able to attract capital. Unless you have uh, associated family business which can bankroll you for some distance because uh, you know they are in the supply side. At least your plumbing equipments come from that family business which supplies it, so at least you make a sale there, so that funds your digitization business, which is great because that is where the cost goes for you. I mean, if you're getting into the cleaning side of it, but then there is again a lot of competition there. So if you're talking about digitization, giving an integrated dashboard, then you will actually have to talk to multiple suppliers, those who come on the cleaning side, those who come on the measuring side, and see how do you propose to get both their data, or how do you sync the cleaning side data into the data dashboard of metering side, because they may not want to give you the data because most of these guys, uh, uh, there was a time when all these guys were getting bigger value because of their data and consumer data. Now there are every day there are more restrictions on how you can access and use, and if you propose to monetize consumer data. So it's going to be more complicated on that side. So given that, them giving you an access to their dashboard or their data will become a challenge. So if you want to go in as a value added player, then you may have to feed your own data into them. Then you'll have to see how do you propose to do it and how
got you.
much
So,
value you will get for it.
absolutely. Yeah, thank you. So I think that one point I just want to address. It is a very important point, actually. So that is the part which I'm actually trying to automate, right? So I want to automate the filter functionality itself, and if possible, make it non-manual wherever and however possible, right? So I would also like to, I know the vision is probably a bit too much at this point. Maybe make use of drones, right? In order to achieve that as well, if needed. Uh, yeah, but then again, there is a little bit of problem there because I've seen a lot of apartment complexes, for instance, using actual manpower, preferring to use the manpower rather than use some kind of machine to get the tasks done. But yeah, that is actually what I'm trying to achieve with this offering, as an automated filter functionality of end to end, right? So that's one of the USPs is what I'm banking on at this point of time. Yeah, the dashboard is a pretty common thing, which also involves sharing of all the info and all that. But yeah, that I think I want to achieve this filter functionality first, which can be later uh, be sold to various other vendors or OEMs, who will take this IP, who will then implement it in their own sets, and then we can then ask the government to make this a mandatory digitization for every apartment complex, more than 10 apartments or more than 5, based on the
Well,
consumption or the square feet.
if you want to focus on that, I think first thing is you should just look at building a product and see how low cost it can be. And you need to stitch a subscription, and the data again should sync with whoever is their smart meter provider, because they will anyway get their dashboard. They already have it. So they will not want one more application that they have to look at this for water quality and that for water consumption. So you will have to work with keep a ready product like a floater, which you just throw it into the water tanker, and that keeps pushing the data. Also, you keep getting an alert and when the battery is weak, so that you go and replace your battery, so that the data goes there. And once the data is coming, you'll have to work with the local service provider, whoever is supplying the soft meter solution, to integrate the data so that the consumer gets data through them. And for this, you have to share some revenue with that smart meter solutioning guys, and they will also become your sales agency, right? They will, wherever they are, they will enable you. So you will have to just work out of one property, showcase it, look at it as a POC. Customer says, okay, I'm willing to pay 2 rupees more for it every month. So you share 1 rupee with him and you take 1 rupee. I'm just giving you a simple math. You'll have to work on that. So that should ideally cover, and it should not be like in a small community. How many water tanks are there? One. So every tower will have one water tanker. So you'll have to look at each tower having that, which gives you a sedimentation report or whatever. But for that, you need data. So for that, you need to be working somewhere. You build your report, research report, to show that these are the cases, this is how it shows, and this is why it becomes critical. And try to get some market data. I mean, data is available from the health data is available on what points in time, what kind of disease people are facing, and also waterborne diseases and all that. You've got to package all those things together, and that becomes your marketing communication, that, okay, this is why it's important to keep check on that, and this is what my product does. So maybe you'll have to look at something like that. But yeah, it has to be a collaborative effort. You'll have to work with multiple agencies, and you'll have to more worry about them monetizing than government here. So you'll have to see how much does it cost you, and how much you can charge, and how much the in between player, right? Some dashboard, some smart meter solution guys, how much do they make out of it, and how meaningful will it be for them? Things like that.
you. So yeah, I think this part was absolutely bang on. So uh, the thought process is to work on the exact model what is explained. So I will just own the IP of whatever I will be doing, whereas the partnerships with the smart meter guys, that will be a separate it'll be a partnership, right? So I won't own it, so that I can just focus on this IP part. Um, so that's the at least start is what I'm trying to get at. Yeah, when it comes to the marketplace for everybody and all, that is just a vision at this point. And that is going to take a lot more time and effort, for which I don't currently have the bandwidth. I think I will proceeding with the current thought process, what we just discussed about. I'm sorry, it took a little bit of time to get to this. Yeah. So, uh, yeah, so that's what I will definitely focus on, uh, uh, Nanju sir. So in the meanwhile, uh, the partnerships, what I'm talking about, I think that needs a different kind of research, and that needs a little bit of engagement with folks around. I think one of the queries, if you recall, I had asked was how do you plan or scale for orders, right? Like say for example, um, if I take one apartment, right, based on the number of sources they have for the water ingress, right, that might be, let's say, 2 or 3 points, right, depending on the size of the apartment. So um,
See,
when we,
again depends on the solution where you have to be fitted in. See, if you're only measuring, you're not cleaning, right? If you're only measuring, then it's a different thing, right? Then it comes down to where the water is stored. So it'll come down to number of tanks. And number of tanks approach will possibly see ingress will be only one to the community. Or maybe two, if it is
I
also
mean,
groundwater.
I've seen multiple models. Yeah, it depends again, like you said, on the community, what they have. Either it's one, let's say, concrete tank structure, or maybe it's a few
No,
tanks.
see, no
Based on-
matter what at one stage, see on a tower basis, every tower they will be top down. So you will have
right,
multiple tanks. Each tower will have a tank.
right.
So if you go by the tanker, each tank, that's a proposition where you look at it because that is where from that tank it goes down to all the houses under that. So
I mean,
you should
right. So
you could
yeah,
actually look at that instead of ingress points.
right. So what I've generally seen is like, the distribution of water in let's say, an apartment complex depends upon the location of each washroom or the water points. So they distribute the water in such a way that, certain tanks might, need to be used for certain units and so on, or certain, you
No,
know,
no, but your solution
find
is to
locations.
give
Yeah.
them a report on quality of water, right?
Quality as well. Yes. Quality and quantity.
Quantity, somebody else is already there, right? You don't want to get into it, I thought you said. And it's
Okay.
already there.
Fair,
It's already
fair
addressed.
enough. That's maybe a long-term strategy, but yeah, short-term, I will say quality. Yes.
So then you just focus on the quality where it is stored. There are multiple. One is that at a one level storing where if it is coming from the municipality supply. And after that, this gets pumped up to all the water tanks
Right.
for each tower. So if you look at the ingress, then you will have only one. But if you look at the tower, you will have multiple in each community.
Right.
So you should make your strategy from that point. So if it is multiple towers, better for you.
Right.
And
Yeah.
each tank needs to be cleaned. And every community gets down to cleaning once the water starts becoming muddy. Then they realize, oh, okay, it was cleaned 3 months ago, 6 months ago. But if you
Yes.
are able to throw up a report more consistently on that, so
Yeah,
it
I
will.
actually have some primary, uh, research data on that. Generally, the it depends on the associations in that area as well. So it varies between 4 to 9 months, which is a quite a long duration. But in general, twice in a year is what people almost definitely do. In some really lazy
No,
places,
that's
it
what.
might be
But
once in a year. Yeah.
all those decisions are driven or triggered by muddy water coming from the tap,
Right.
right? So here, that is a response mode. So what you can propose is more a preemptive mode.
Yes.
So
That
which
that
can
is what.
ensure a better quality and health and all that. And I think typically now people are wherever they can control, they rather be healthy. Apart from where they can't control, once they choose to eat something. So, so these are the places where you actually can look at making money. But uh,
Yeah. So
yeah,
this is the exact point actually. So it did start. The thought process did start way back in 18 or 2019, to be frank. And how to digitize all of this. I think over the years this just blew up into a big large thing. But the core of it is it sounds very deglamorized, right? So the core is filtration with quality, right, and availability, right. So that is the next
so
thing.
why don't we do a quick primary survey on your idea here in this cohort? How many of you think there is a need for something like this? Why don't you do a show off and we can have a quick count on that? Just raise your hand for 10 seconds so that we can just count.
So, folks, if you're using the web UI, there is a hand raised symbol almost at the bottom center beside your remote icons. And if you're using mobile, I'm not extremely sure, but it might be somewhere in the three dots. I
Guys,
guess the
a show of hand to say, what do you think? I mean, assuming you're all listening to it.
or you can use the chat.
Okay, yeah.
So 5 to 10 years from now, guys, I think there will be a lot of issues with water, but the government is just ready to, you know, uh, pinch a lot from you guys. Uh, we've already paid a lot of taxes, and we've already paid. We are paying for the services. So when you guys start paying, I think you guys need to be ready to, dole out more, be it for a water tanker or for, some kind of additional services, which is going to take, and it's going to cost more, and it's going to take a lot more of your times, right? So everything is not going to be automatic. Um, Pumping of water probably from one storage area to the other is automatic, right? As of now. So that's why um, there is not much of an issue. But as the availability of water itself becomes an issue, I think all of you guys will have to start paying more for your water, right?
So, should we regard, you can give a thumbs up if you think it's a good idea, you can give a thumbs down if you think it's a bad idea, but participate at least. You don't want to be presenting your GTM plan, you don't want to be talking about your venture, but here is Praneeth talked about his venture, talking about the opportunity, and you guys think it's, I mean, just express what do you think? I'm just wondering whether you're getting paid to just sign into this or what?
I will not pay. I will
Then
not
why
pay.
sign in and not
So,
participate or threaten to sign in?
Even I also wonder, in our previous earlier sessions, students were more interactive and participants. Guys,
And in fact, in most of my workshops, it's GTM is where everybody is active because
mhm,
it's directly impacting their business. But here, nobody seems to be interested.
I am also amazed by this. Anyone
the
have
age
any
group.
kind of
Yeah.
input, feedback?
Okay, should Praneeth go to government? Should he be looking at addressing metering solutions, or should he just stick to the uh, reporting of quality? A, B, C. Just put A, B, or C, or A and C, A and B, A, B, C, whatever on the chat. No responses. I mean, okay, some people
Let
started.
me check if there is a way to do a poll. Maybe.
Is there a way to do a poll here? Okay.
Finally, we have an answer from
What is this?
Deepa. Thank you, Deepa.
Okay, C.
She's saying option C.
Okay, that is like saying yes to what you propose to do, Pranit. So
Yeah. Thank you, Deepa, Nanju sir, and Sarika, I guess. Yeah. Okay. So, how many of us are, currently listening to this?
looks like only Deepa. So
We have almost 20 to 20
currently
people
traveling,
currently
so couldn't
traveling, so
speak.
couldn't speak. It's okay, Deepa.
No problem. At least you're there.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
So
Koyal, I have heard you earlier also. So, any feedback from Koyal? Maybe Jay Kumar also. These guys have been more interactive in other sessions.
earlier session, yes, Jai Kumar at
Yeah,
least. I
Jay
don't,
Kumar,
but
Koyal.
yes, Jai Kumar I remember.
Another response, Shivahari.
Hari,
Yeah.
yes. Okay.
Uh,
So yes for which one? A, B, or C?
Jay Kumar or Koyal, can you hear us?
C. Okay.
I
So
am
what
in phone. I can see properly. Okay, I will try to sign in on laptop.
no problem, Jai Kumar. But what do you think? A, B, or C? Or A and B and C, or A and C, B and C? So at this rate, Sarika, even the quiz won't happen. Or will they?
Quiz will start sharp at
No,
5:30.
but at this rate, there are 2, 3 participants.
We have to, yeah, we have to.
Okay. So at least, yeah, you can take this as a validation, Praneeth, that 10% of the participants think, and they are the only respondents. So 100% of the respondents think you're on the right track. So
Yeah, that's where my primary
uh,
research
this is the
with
this is
questions.
the conning of statistics. Okay.
I understand. Yeah. So
No problem, Koel, but A, B, or C, or you have a different opinion, not C, just to make the statistics a little more real, though it is always unreal.
so all our entrepreneurs are traveling. So is it, that's what it seems like to me at this time. Just putting it out there. I'm sorry, but and 40% of them are using mobiles, small screen, right? Um, so small screen meaning, you know, not extended engagement, but uh, transitionary or transient engagements, if I can say that.
Okay,
Um,
it's supposed to be from college to home.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So those are two insights, probably for the NASCOM team, right? The timing and two, the mode of consumption.
We have
Okay.
another
Will,
participants.
yeah. So those
I've
two
added
factors
them.
should improve your engagement, if I'm not wrong. If you can add anything else to that, Nanju sir, I think it would help these guys as well.
A few more are expecting to join because students are asking for the link or something.
Oh, interesting. 20 people participants became 25 participants.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think you're giving out some prizes for the quiz. So that's a big
Mm-hmm.
motivation. That's nice. So maybe in future, Sarika, I think what you could do is that one part of the quiz in the start, one in the middle, and one at the center. So that way you may be able to able to get participants throughout.
Sure. No, but the current scenario is that holidays and so many, holidays are going on currently.
No,
So
but
maybe that could be a reason.
no, but 30% increase for the last 40 minutes,
Yeah.
basically quiz,
Yeah.
which is huge. So I think what is the gift? I'm just curious now. What is it
So
that they
they'll
are all
get
motivated?
Amazon vouchers, coupons.
Okay, that's as good as cash. Okay.
Yeah,
And how much is that worth?
it is 500 each. Top five winners.
Okay, so there is 2,500 to be made. Oh, okay. It's
Yeah.
only one to a person or
No, five. Top five.
top five. So each of them get 500
Yes.
each. Okay.
So we have 29.
So that would fetch at least an iPhone back cover or something, right? I mean, we are dealing with an iPhone generation. So I hope it does. Okay.
I mean, it depends that it can vary to person that what exactly they need and how
Yeah,
much
but it's
they're
500 rupee
seeking the
cash. So
possibility of. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
good.
So 7 more minutes, we'll share the
Yeah.
link of this quiz and then we can go ahead with it. In the meantime, anything else anyone wants to share?
See, most important thing about go-to-market is how soon can you get a paying customer. So for that, you need to be focused at who would be the best customer, who will take least time to decide, least resistance to take a decision, and comes up with the least resistance to go with you versus somebody else, right? So these are the parameters what your GTM has to address.
Hmm. I think Jayakumar, you want to say something? You're on mute. Can you hear us? You're saying something, Jayakumar. We can't hear you.
So Sarika, all are in their early 20s or teens, is it?
Yeah, they are all college students
Okay.
from Pan India, mostly from South and South region.
Okay. So maybe
Jayakumar, if you're saying something, we still cannot hear you.
yeah,
All
the
I can,
just mic
I
keeps
could
going on
see,
and off.
yeah. You're trying to say something.
Or just say it in chat if there's a problem with the mic.
Jaya, you can try rejoin it. Just drop the call and just try to rejoin it through that link if you're facing any problem. No, nothing.
What is this KIT with? I see a lot of people with KIT at this.
College name, I think.
Okay. There is one KIT Delhi Krishnan. Is that the from Delhi? Is that how it is?
No, that is from South, I guess. I'm not sure. Can someone please confirm what is KIT belong to? If I'm not wrong, it is college name, right? Students? No, we are willing to say anything.
And Delhi Krishnan is a name? It's a
I think KIT Delhi and then Krishnan is the name. Krishnan, is it right? Yes, yes. Hari. Harani.
okay. So KIT is a college in Delhi, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have more students to join in, which is a good news. 2 more minutes and then we shall start this quiz.
Right. So all right, Praneeth, all the very best. I think so there are solutions for cleaning, there are solutions for measuring, and you want to offer measuring of the quality. And okay, all the best.
Yeah, thank you, Nandu sir. I'll also try to get in touch with you regarding a few other specific, um, know-hows to do things. Um, so, no- so I can reach you by LinkedIn or something.
Sure, yeah.
Cool. Okay. Thank you. We'll be in touch.
Yep. And how was the participation for the previous quiz, Sarika?
It was not as expected, but yeah, average.
As in, how many participated for that?
About 30, I guess. Tapowardhan can confirm this. Tapowardhan, is it 30? Number of
But
people
but
that
their
asked questions.
19
responses.
response received.
Sorry?
Sorry.
19 response received.
Okay.
And what was a percentage of response? I mean, positive response in that? I mean, how many got it right?
I think top 5 are getting right. So,
About 5 are getting right in all of them?
Out of 19, yes.
yes.
Okay, nice.
Tapowardhan, it is 5:30. We should share this tests with
I
them.
share.
Sure.
Yeah, Sarika, you may want to make that announcement. It is shared. I don't think people are watching or actively listening. So,
I am inviting them to in the group as well.
okay.
Everyone is able to click on that form and able to respond here, people who are in the call.
Pranit, you can stop sharing it. It's okay. I think it's moving to quiz.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
Folks, we have 1 minute left to submit this. Tapu, time up. Within 10 minutes, right? Prabhavardhan?
Yeah.
Yeah. 10 minutes complete, right?
Right.
Okay. All right, students. So before you taking up further, Nanjida, I have a few announcements to make regarding this updates actually. So everyone have stopped filling out those, I hope, forms and everything. Can you guys please confirm if you're able to hear me out clearly? Because I have a few important announcements to make. Anyone? Yeah, okay. Thumbs up, please continue. Great. Perfect. So, as you all know that this is the last session of ideation stage and we'll be soon moving into prototyping stage. So, we will share a portal link for the task submission. And this will be open, the window would be from 13th August, which means tomorrow to 24th August. However, I'll communicate this in the group as well, but telling you verbally. So the window time is about 10 days. This will be open 24th August by the end of the day, which is Sunday, right? So you have almost 10 days of time to submit your task. Please make sure you submit all your tasks within this period. One. Announcement number two, we have an upcoming webinar. This is very important with this Cisco mentor. We will share the communication regarding this too, but make sure be available on 18th of August. This will be held on 18th of August from 4 to 5. Please invite your friends. You can, as it's an open invite, you can ask to your friends to join it, and please be available and be a little interactive about this, right? And the last announcement, we've shared the list of quiz winners for the last BMC workshop and the open house one. And you can find them on the Instagram link. I believe that everyone has the dates of tasks from tomorrow, 13th of August to 24th of August, right? Yeah, so the list of the winners' name, you can find the Instagram link. Yes, absolutely correct. Any further question you can ask in the group just to communicate this. We will share the communication regarding all of this in the group as well. Yes, Nanduda, you can take further. All right, thank you.
Well, all right. I guess if you have any questions, we still have 15 minutes. Why don't you come up? Or if you don't have, I just want to, I think maybe I'm going to be biased with the previous conversation that we had in this context with Pranit. So in that context, I'll have to speak. So any questions now? Or do I? Yeah, Jai Kumar.
Nothing, sir.
Sorry?
Uh,
Jaya Kumar, we still cannot hear you. Please drop a message in the chat box. That would be better.
Okay, I mean, you just said okay, is it? Okay. All right. Okay. Well, see, one other common mistake people tend to do with GTM strategies, uh, people tend to think it is about a marketing plan. See, GTM is uh, a lot more encompassing of all of these things, right? It's marketing has to be part of that. So when you do your GTM exercise, you just make sure, and also I think it will be good for you to approach GTM even at early stage, because a lot of times you will have a lot of clarity of should you be pursuing like our conversation, whether should you be pursuing government, and if it's government, what should be the proposition? Should you be pursuing an enterprise, large or medium or small, and what should be the proposition? So uh, so if you start addressing this, you will be able to look at a lot of you'll actually get a lot of clarity for your own business. So that's what you should be looking at. And also another thing is, no matter what you arrive at, you start having uh, start stitching into some kind of a measuring mechanism into every plan you build, so that you get into a process of keeping track of what you're trying to achieve, whether you are getting there, whether your assumptions are right, because much of it starts with assumptions, right? You assume this is the right customer, and for that you most times people uh, uh, unfortunately our whole at least particularly in India, right, uh, we are not organically driven to uh, our research mode. As in, when research essentially is that you start without assumptions, but most of us start with assumptions. But if you start with assumptions, you need to, first of all, validate whether those assumptions are correct. But what we end up doing, in my observation, I may be biased, is that what we end up doing is that we try to do things to confirm what we've already assumed, not check whether our assumptions are correct. So everything else we try to back it up with that. So please don't get into doing it, because this is not a project that you're submitting for somebody else. This is your own business, and you got to be honest to your own business, because this will determine your success or failure. So be honest to it, and yep. What else? I mean, anything particular in a particular line of business? And also, every time you get an opportunity like this where you could actually share it and get feedback, you should take advantage of it. See, what you're getting through NASCOM, I mean, unfortunately, I didn't see most of you take advantage of it. It's not something very easily available. See, I used to run a program in Bangalore, IIM Bangalore, nearly 10 years ago. We used to have startups come from across India, even from Singapore, Dubai, and US. I've had startups come there just to get feedback. So quality feedback is not available everywhere so easily. So when you got such an opportunity, if you don't take advantage of it, it's such a such a waste. So you should do that. You should take advantage of it, because NASSCOM puts a lot of effort in bringing people, and if you don't take it, it's a serious loss. And in fact, I don't meet startup founders, and I actually charge a lot of money for startup founders if they want my feedback. So you are all getting it free and you didn't take any, and it's a lost opportunity. So in future, whoever they're bringing in, please take advantage of it. Don't miss out on it. And personally, I've had very good interactions. I've been associated for what, 3-4 years? I don't know. And I've had some great interactions.